Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a different kind of video. So as you will have seen by the title, I have coronavirus. And honestly, I'm still in shock because I don't know, I think as humans, we always think we're invincible. I think at the beginning of the pandemic, in March, April last year, I was convinced that I was going to get coronavirus. I've worked throughout, and yeah, I just kind of accepted the fact that sooner or later I was definitely going to get coronavirus. But then over the past kind of 3 months or so, things seem to have got better. The numbers of coronavirus infections and deaths have thankfully gone down. Things are just starting to return to some form of normality again. And there's just that feeling in the air that, things are opening up, non-essential shops are opening up, pubs, bars, you can drink outside. So we're really moving, I feel like moving positively out of the pandemic. So I kind of had this mindset of, oh, well, yeah, okay, well, I managed to get through that without catching coronavirus. Go me. Until yesterday. So yesterday morning, I had a bit of a sore throat, but it was nothing to write home about. It was barely an issue. It was like a non-issue. But because I was going into the office, I had a couple of meetings. Ironically, I had to create PPE grab bags for colleagues. So, I was getting hand sanitizer, latex gloves, tissues, visors, and I was putting everything into bags for colleagues. Because I had a bit of a sore throat and I had some, I think they're called lateral flow tests at home. I decided that it would be responsible to do a test just to make sure that I was okay, because I very rarely get ill. And obviously in the current climate, I just thought, you know what, let's just do a test and then I can feel confident going into work. So I did a lateral flow test and it was negative. So I was like, okay, great. I never expected it to be positive. So I was just like, okay, great. Now I can get on with my day, because I actually wanted to go into work. I had loads of things I had to do. So I was happy with that. Anyway, so I went into work, got all the grab bags ready, had a couple of meetings, and then I started to feel worse. My muscles started to ache. I was, kind of having shortness of breath. I mean, I'm not the healthiest, but I am healthy. I eat really, really healthy and I drink fat loads of green tea. But I don't really exercise anymore like I used to before I had kids, but I don't really anymore. So I'm not really fit. What I'm trying to say is, if I walk up 3 flights of stairs, I'm definitely going to be out of breath. So anyway, I was going up and down the stairs yesterday and I was finding that I wasn't just out of breath. I was really struggling to catch my breath, and it just, when something's not right and something's out of the ordinary, I was just starting to feel that way, and the back of my calves were aching. I had a stabbing headache just all across my head, and then the sore throat was getting worse. So I was feeling progressively worse and worse. So then I decided, right, okay, I'm just going to go home. I've done everything I need to do in the office, so I am fecking off home. So I came home, I kind of finished up work, went to get the boys, and yeah, just, got on with my evening. But I was just not feeling good at all by this point. But I just thought, oh, it's a cold. I've done my COVID test and it was negative. It's just a cold. At no point did I ever think I had coronavirus. Just at no point. It got to about 9 o'clock yesterday evening and Honey's encouraged me to do another lateral flow test, just because, I don't know, I think he just thought, well, why not? We've got something, why not do them? And I also, well, I did one this morning. I know how to do them now. So basically, I did a lateral flow test and it was positive. So I'm going to put a picture up now, but basically you get it's like a pregnancy test. It really was quite nostalgic. Doing the lateral flow test, like me and Honeys were there, like looking at it like, ah. And at one point, I think I forgot that it was actually like a coronavirus test. And I was thinking, oh, it's a pregnancy test. Oh, what is it? But anyway, so you've got a control line, then you've got like the test line, which if that comes up with anything, it means it's positive. So I did one, and like literally within, I'd say about 2 or 3 minutes, a line appeared in the test line, the positive line, along with the control line. And I was like, what the actual feck? Because I had no, like literally, at no point did I ever think it was going to be positive. At no point. No point. I was just doing it for fun. I really was. I was just doing it. It's like, oh, why not? I can feel like a scientist because you get all these little like bits and pieces. So yeah, oh my gosh, it was, guys, it was a real shock if I'm being honest. Anyway, so then Honeys was like freaking out, and he was like, well, do another one, and then if that's positive, then do another one, and if that's positive, then I think you've got COVID. And I was like, okay, fine, because apparently these lateral flow tests are not very reliable. So I took 2 more back to back, both of them positive. Like a faint line appeared in the test bit, again, like so fast, like just as quickly as the control line appeared. And yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I have coronavirus. Like, this is strange. I was not expecting this. So anyway, then Honeys took a test and his was negative, which is great, because also I need to say this. So Honeys has not been vaccinated, but I've had my first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, which I had on the 3rd of March. And today's date, I think it's the 6th of May today. So it was a while ago. I had my first dose, and I've got my second dose booked in at the end of May. So I've had the first dose of the fecking vaccine, which is meant to be like 70% effective. And somehow I've managed to catch COVID, and I just don't know how. I do not know. And it's really funny because it kind of makes you really paranoid and like suspicious, because you're kind of retracing your steps and like your movements. You know, over the past like couple of weeks, I've been thinking, who could have given this to me? Because I've been taking COVID really seriously. I wear a mask everywhere we go, to the boys' football, to Tesco, to any other shop I go to the office. And the lucky thing was, in the office yesterday, I had my mask on the whole time, making sure I was, at least 2 meters apart from people, because believe me, I spoke to a lot of people, including the whole of our executive leadership team. And literally, I just, like in hindsight, and hindsight's a fecker, but in hindsight, I wish I hadn't have gone in, because now, our health and safety manager at work has to contact everyone that I came in contact with yesterday, including the chief executive and all of our directors, to say, oh, by the way, Anwen, she has COVID, as she was in yesterday. I feel so bad. I feel so guilty. And I really hope that I've not spread it. And you know what? I shouldn't have gone into the office, but because I'd done the test and it was negative in the morning, I just thought, I'm fine. And also, I just want to say, I still now do not have any of the 3 main COVID symptoms, which are loss of, so I'll give it that, right? So my taste is not as on point as it usually is. And I'm just so bunged up, I can't smell anything anyway. So, okay, we'll say I've got lots of taste and smell, okay, I'll give them that. But I don't have a cough, and my temperature last time I took it, which was a couple of hours ago, was 37 degrees, which is not high. My main symptoms at this point are, it started off with the sore throat. That lasted like 24 hours, and then it kind of moved on to headache, muscle aches, my sinuses are just totally blocked. Last night in bed was a nightmare. You know when you've got like sinusitis and all your sinuses are just totally blocked, and then you just can't breathe through your nose. So I'm lying there like this. Everything's just so blocked. I'm breathing through my mouth. My lips are getting dry. Even Vaseline could not save me last night. So my lips are like dry as a nun's vagina. And my mouth is dry. And I'm just like, ah. So yeah, I'd say like my main symptoms now are just like the sinusitis kind of symptoms, headache, and just generally feeling quite salty about the whole thing. Yeah, I just really wanted to do this video to kind of let you know that I think this, for me anyway, was a bit of like a wake-up call. And I'm not saying this because I'm saying that I wasn't taking COVID seriously, because I really, really was. But I think that, you know, as we come out of COVID, like we come out the other end of it, I think we still need to really like remember that it's still around. And even though things are starting to open up and, you know, all of the restrictions are relaxing, I think we really have to make sure that we still take it as seriously as we did, you know, back last year. And also, I can't say this enough, I cannot stress, make sure you're wearing your masks, make sure that you're using hand sanitizer, you're frequently washing your hands. Because I must say that I actually think, like, if I had to say where I thought that I got this from. Sorry, I was really distracted. I thought one of my bunnies was behind me. And my bunnies have been out all morning and they've gone to the hutch to sleep. But I thought I saw one of them like popping out. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did she get out? But anyway, so now I've got to isolate for 10 days along with Honeys and along with the boys. So we're just chilling out. I've been sequestered to my bedroom, even though I'm downstairs, because Honeys has just taken the boys in the garden just so that they can get away from the leper, apparently. Like, I feel like a leper. Last night, Honeys, when I was in bed, like dying, we couldn't breathe, dry lips, feeling awful, Honeys came in and he was like, oh, well, I think you just have to stay in your bedroom now. I was like, what? How rude. And I know, that's the right thing to do. Like, I get it. But that, like, I've spent most of the morning in the bedroom. I feel like a prisoner. Honeys is outside with the boys, so I just thought I would come down. I wanted to film this video because I'm really interested to see how this journey with COVID goes, because I've obviously had the first dose of the vaccine. So my manager at work was saying that maybe because I've had the first dose of the vaccine, it's meant that I've not had like the main symptoms of COVID, or maybe I'll just get a milder version of COVID because I've had the vaccine and I've maybe built up some immunity. But then my question is, if I've had the fucking vaccine, why the fuck do I have COVID? I mean, what? And I have a really good immune system. I'm super healthy. Don't smoke, don't drink. I eat better than anyone I know, and I drink loads of green tea. So I don't know why I have this. If I had to say like where I think I got COVID from, I would probably say Tesco. I'm going to blame Tesco here, because I honestly can't think where else I got it. Like, and obviously I'm wearing my mask in Tesco and making sure that I'm 2 meters away from everyone else. But you know, you're constantly like touching things. And for me, because I eat a lot of like fresh produce, I'm very picky about like what melons I'm buying, what apples I'm buying. So I'm always like, you know, like pinching fruit, touching it. And it could just be that someone else who had COVID, who is also extremely picky with their fruits, was in Tesco like picking around at them all. And then I've come in, pick. And then I've just like got COVID. So just wanted to share this with you. I feel it's really important just to make sure that we are aware that even though it seems like things are getting better and it seems like everything's returning back to normal, make sure that you're still super vigilant. COVID is still out there. She is out. She is about. She ain't messing about. She will infect you if she wants. Even if you've had a vaccine, she's gonna come. She's gonna come and infect you. She'll just be there like eyeing you up like, oh yes, this seems like a nice target for me. Anyway, oh my gosh, guys, can you see what's happening to me? But Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. Thank you so much for watching. And I will speak to you soon. But make sure that you take care. Be super vigilant. And, you know, please, 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 just always wear a mask. Always try to refrain from touching fruit and pinching it and everything else, which I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. Bye.